Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Uncle Vuzi, we back, StreetKred. It's another video. I told you, we're coming in harder. I see the views, I see the people supporting. It's a big shout out, thank you. So today I woke up and I decided, you know what, let me film a video about StreetKred. No, actually about like how to throw an event, you know. StreetKred is obviously growing, and people from time to time ask me, yo Doug, like how do you throw events and all of that. So this video is really just something that's short, something that's informative. I hope it helps, and I hope this video just makes you realize that you can literally make something happen from nothing, you know. But yeah, so first of all, let me just start off by talking about how StreetKred started as like the events part. Obviously, you guys know that we started as a YouTube channel, and then the events part came in when we decided to have a YouTube celebration during lockdown. We basically collaborated with Creative Corner. Shout out to Creative Corner for that one. We come from way back, you know what I mean? But yeah, so we collaborated with Creative Corner, and then all of my friends, we created a group, and we're like, yo guys, everybody has a guest list of 15 people, and there was about maybe like 6 to 8 of us, I don't know. But yeah, everybody invited their people, and we had a huge celebration. Like, if you guys remember the hype around the first StreetKred, like you guys will know that that was a bash, that was a big bash. But yeah, that's where the vision started, and then from then on, we threw more events and stuff. So I'm just going to talk about some of like a few pointers that I think are important, and what I've focused on for StreetKred to get where it is now. So the first point is how I negotiate with venue owners. So obviously, you know, to have a party, you need to have a venue. You need to have a venue that you like, a venue that you think can accommodate your audience, a venue that is obviously safe. And yeah, so for a very long time, and still now, I've never paid for venue hire. I've always had to kind of position myself where I negotiate with venue owners and make them realize that, like, yo, look, this is what I have. Sorry, just a bit sick, eh? Ooh, done on. Yeah, so I've always had to position myself in a way that I let venue owners know, like, look, this is the property we have, this is how many people I can bring through your venue, what kind of commission or what kind of deal can we cut, what kind of commission deal can we cut, where I cover your cost and you cover mine, and any profits that's made after there, we split. So this doesn't always work out, because if you make a loss, you kind of owe the guy money, while the venue owner some money. So you just need to be sure about the output. So the output would be how many people come, how many people are buying alcohol, how many people are buying tickets. So that's something that you need to cover on your end. And just to add to that, it's not as easy as just like pulling up to a venue owner and saying, yo, this is what I have. I want to throw a party here. I don't have the money for it. Make it happen for me. It's not that easy. You kind of also have to create something that's valuable, something that you can sell to the venue owner. You need to make the venue owner realize that, look, this is something that I've built. This is how many people are behind me. And I can guarantee, it's hard to say guarantee, but I can assure you that these are the people that will be coming through your door. It's also to make venue owners realize the impact of events and like the event properties or promoters or whatever, because essentially when an event is being thrown, people are curious as to where the event is or what the venue is. So it's like, even though I didn't pay for the venue hire, the talkability of the party being at your venue is something that's going to be echoed to a lot of people. So for as long as people are talking about your venue, we can't even trace down which events the venue owner has now gotten because of your event. And it's not necessarily to think like that, but it's also just to like make the venue owner realize what kind of impact you have, because I think that's the kind of impact I've had where I've hosted events at a certain venue, and after that it just becomes a thing of, oh, this venue is actually nice, and that's when other event properties now also want to have their events there. So that's kind of an unspoken trade exchange kind of vibe. But fortunately enough for me, I've never been able to, well, I was never obligated to pay for venue hire. I've always created those kind of relationship with venue owners to be like, yo, I don't have the money you want upfront, but let's do this and see how it goes. And it's turned out well for me most times. Other times it didn't really turn out too well for me, but for me, more than anything, I always just want to have my own. So having my own is like having my own event. But yeah, that's game. The second point is how I invite people out. So obviously for the first event, we had invited people out on a guest list basis. But now what we've created is almost like a database of people that have been coming to our parties over the years. So I almost have like an Excel sheet of emails and cell phone numbers of people that have come to past events. How I do it is I don't charge entrance at the door. I know that's how a lot of event properties make their money, but I'm someone that believes in, like, to be honest, I don't even want to pay to go to any event. I don't care who's at the event, whatnot. I don't want to pay to go into an event, you know. So for me to be creating my own events, I also just think, in my belief of how I want to do things, people shouldn't pay for tickets to get into an event, you know. So we've set out a complimentary kind of vibe, a complimentary ticket where people sign up for free tickets, and hopefully they pitch up, and most of the times they do. So we set an amount of maybe like 300, and then thereafter you pay an entrance fee. But that's just how I've set it up with StreetKred. People set it up differently, but I think that's also just the competitive edge that we've kind of created, where we say, look, we're not charging you entrance fee. You can come in with a complimentary ticket if you get a complimentary ticket on time, obviously. And yeah, another part of how I invite people is that, fortunately enough for me, I've had very influential friends. So my friends have been supporting me from the start. They've posted on their stories, they've documented stories of all the street creds. They always lead the hype. They literally like my rock. They should be stakeholders in street cred, to be honest, because a big part of where street cred is because of my friends. And that just comes down to also building a community. I think more than just building a brand, you need to build a community. And when I say community, I mean you need to kind of create something that's a community where it's a niche. It's a certain type of people. It's a certain type of association. So when you see this community, you're associated with Vuyo and his friends, or you're associated with Street Cred and their people, you know. So that one, it also becomes tricky, and maybe people don't realize it, because it's like people come to me and be like, yo, how come we didn't get an invite? How come we didn't get a ticket? And as much as it sucks, that's kind of what we want. We want to kind of create FOMO for why are you not part of this community, you know, because to be honest, it's not that much of a big deal to get a ticket. Obviously, the first few events was like an invite only, just to almost kind of create our community and our database. But people still associate that invite only to Street Cred till like right now, you know. People are like, how come we don't get invites? How come we don't get complimentary tickets? And it's just like, well, if you want to be at the event, you will do almost anything to be at the event, you know. And honestly, like, just follow StreetKred, bro. Because yeah, we do announce that complimentary tickets are out now, or we do announce that tickets are still available, all of those things. But it's almost creating FOMO for these people to be a part of this community. The third point is the sonic experience. So sonically, StreetKred for me is the best. I know maybe I might be blowing my own horn, but I'm someone that really loves music, and I can really tell which kind of DJs I would listen to. I've almost created something that I want to experience and what I want to hear when I'm out. So when we book DJs, when we book artists, we look at which are those DJs or which are those artists that are going to cater to that sonic experience. And it even goes down to the timing of all the DJs, What kind of experience do you want people to hear when they walk into the doors? What kind of experience do you want people to hear when they're leaving? Almost like what's the build-up, what's the climax, and then what's the anti-climax, or when it's starting to soften down and all of that. Another big thing people need to realize is that, or anyone that wants to start their own event, or any promoters or any whatever, is that I believe that artists don't make your event. For me, that's my thing. So when I say that, is don't think because you can book the biggest artist, your event is going to be the biggest. That's cap. Most of all, you're selling the experience. You kind of getting people to come and enjoy the experience, and then the DJs are the ones that are an extra. I don't want to call them an extra, but they almost complement the event. So it's almost like you need to kind of create the experience first before relying on any artists or any third parties to try and create that experience for your event. So don't think because you've got the biggest artist on your lineup, you're going to have the biggest party. That's not facts. That's a delusion. For example, a Sunday roast. You have no idea who's playing on the day. There's no marketing of which DJs will be playing. But they've created such a solid brand where every last Sunday people are going to be there regardless, because they know that the sonic experience is going to be at its highest. So that's what we're also trying to achieve. And even with day in, day out, we've almost tried to create a different sonic experience where we've got two similar DJs playing same genre, and it's come and hear what these guys have to offer you. I think with the party experience, or the eventing experience, it becomes the same really, because people are playing the music that's trending, or people are playing what we hear on TikTok, or but I want to book a DJ that's gonna play what I hear when I'm at home. People probably think I listen to Mama Piano Wire, or they think I listen to Trap Wire. But I'm a big selection fan. So I'm big on the flips. I'm a DJ. I'm a person that I want to hear what kind of skills you have to make the sonic experience something that I would enjoy even when I'm not even out necessarily, So that's a big part of the event, the sonic experience. So take time to learn about that, take time to experiment, take time to go and research which kind of DJs will give you that experience, Because essentially, if you're throwing a party, it's almost what your vision is and what you want to see before anyone else. Because people have to believe in what you want to see, what you've created for people to come through. The next point is our visual content and our rollout. So I don't know if you guys have clocked it, but StreetKred Events goes really hard via visuals. I believe that we live in a time where what you see is very important. What you're consuming on social media, what you visually see, all these kind of like stuff contribute to whether people want to come out to see what this is about or not, you know. I think, imagine if people just had, imagine if you put out a flyer and the event flyer was just event 3rd of June, time 10 to 2, whatever, just on a white blank piece of paper or white background, and you just say, yeah, this is our event, come through. Nah. So over the years, we've worked with very talented graphic designers. Shout out to Odd Media. He's held us down for a while. We've got a new graphic designer now, just because we wanted to change our style. We wanted to kind of create something new. But for a very long time, we've created those visuals. We want to capture your eyes. When you look at this event, you must look like, yo, I wonder what this is about. And that's what we've done. You know, it complements what our vision is with the themes. So when we have a theme, we almost create the theme throughout our whole visual rollout. All of our content, all the flyers, everything you see is like, it's well thought through, you know. So that's another suggestion that I would put out to anyone that wants to throw a party, is that, like, take time to focus on those graphics. Take time to think about how you visually want this thing to look, how you want to capture people's eyes, because that's where the influence comes in. You know, if you think about who influences you, you can't be influenced if you can't see what they're doing. You know, you need to see what they're doing. So it's almost like with what we've created with our visuals, we've created something that influences you to say, you know what, we're going to come to this. So the 3D animations, the videos, the lead up, all of that is so important, because essentially that's what people are looking at, and it's a big part of their decision on whether they're going to your event or not. The overall experience, that's the next point. So the overall experience is something that I've touched on a bit earlier on with the points, and that really just comes to what kind of atmosphere are you trying to create when people step into your party. You know, you want to create something that's safe. Do you want to create something that's inclusive? Do you want to create a space that's maybe for rages? Are we dancing? What kind of experience are you creating for your party? So people associate your party with the experience you're going to get. From the feedback I've received, people like StreetKred because it's really just a safe space. I think with a lot of the people that come to StreetKred, they also do go out to other parties. They go out to the clubs, they go out to that. But it's almost like a gathering, a social gathering that feels like, you know, we're partying with people that we've known for years. There's no club dynamic, there's no dynamic of like, yo, this is my section, no. It's really just like, we all fly, we all like good music, we all want to look good, we all want to feel good at this party. And that's the experience that I always want to cater, or what we want to cater with StreetKred, is that, like, you know, it doesn't take much to be part of our community. Just dress well, look good, be good, you know. We've never had anything that's crazy where we've had fights, where we haven't had any of that. So that's kind of the experience that we also sell to people. We want people to realize that it's a safe space for everyone. As much as I think people might feel like they get intimidated by all these figures, they see all these familiar faces, these influences, and it intimidates them. But people need to realize that, like, even those influencers feel safe to come to that space, because they don't feel like they above anyone, or they're glorified, or they're bigger than anyone. So as much as it might be intimidating for just an ordinary citizen to come to a party with such like big personalities, it's also such a big thing for those big personalities to just come to an ordinary party, because maybe I would assume it makes them feel normal, it makes them feel like they belong with all these other cool people as well, you know. So yeah, the overall experience is something that's very big, because you want people to talk about your event. You want people to say, yo, I went to this event on Sunday and that event was so clean. Everything was so clean. I felt so safe. And I felt welcome. We had such a good time on the dance floor. People were dressed well. People were dressed according to the theme. And yeah, that's the kind of conversation you want people to have about your events. The next point is my vision. So you need to create a vision. You need to create what the vision of your party looks like, you know. So I'll give you an example of what StreetKred is about. So StreetKred, obviously we have our incredible summer, and now we have day in, day out. But the vision behind it is to create something that's safe for everyone, as I've said before. But more than that is to create an environment that doesn't feel like you are in South Africa or you are experiencing something that you experience on a daily. That's my vision for StreetKred. My vision for StreetKred is that every single event, you need to leave with a memory. You need to leave with something. So for example, right, my vision with StreetKred is like, for all the parties we've had, I can almost guarantee you that for the people that have been to most of our events, they can pinpoint the theme. So it's like, oh yeah, I went to the one where we're dressed up like sweets, or I went to the one where we were in Miami nights, you know. So my vision is for people to always pinpoint that specific event via the theme, you know, because it's very normal to have a party and by next week people are like, oh yeah, we just went to that party. We were at some party. No, that's not what I want, and that's not what I envision for StreetKred. What I envision for StreetKred is for people to pinpoint, yo, I went to that Miami Nights one, I went to Sweets from Heaven, I went to Top Boy, I went to, you know. So essentially people will catch on to the vision, hopefully, and even if they don't, like, your vision is more important than anything, because your vision is what keeps you going. And yeah, the vision is very important. The vision, not everyone has to see your vision, but it's very important for you to understand what your vision is for your events. And yeah, that's just some free game on what we've created with StreetKred, what we want people to realize. I think for a very long time, I also wasn't able to really just talk to people about this, because it's been a very long journey, and this journey has been freestyling, to be honest, you know. Thank you for tuning in. June 16, we outside, Narcos theme. Hey, Bendejo, you better be there, patron. But yeah, I hope this was informative. I hope that I've been able to help someone there, anyone that's aspiring to throw events. Yeah, maybe we're going to do a part 2, and if you have any questions, just shine me with the questions down below, Baba. And then, yeah, maybe we can go in depth. I'm hopefully thinking that maybe we can make this thing a thing where I document everything that I do behind the scenes, as well as our community manager and all the other people that are involved, because there are a lot of people that are involved in StreetKred. Maybe not formally involved, but there are a lot of other parts that are important for us to make an event happen. But yeah, to anyone that aspires to throw events, do that thing, bro. Like, you've got this, and yeah. Down. I want you to subscribe, like, link, yonke and donje. Just do what you have to do to push this video by chance, please. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. I love you all so much. Bye bye.